Hello everyone. Today I'm making a guide on how to get a rock into the 400i. The cargo bay of the 400i can hold a Greycat ROC, but usually you can't fit the Greycat under the 400i. So I found a few methods to do it, and to show you that there's no weird setup that I'm doing, I'm going to destroy this Greycat ROC, spawn a new one, and then we're going to get it inside of my 400i to show the process that I follow. Because depending on how Starcitizen wants to be, and I'm pretty sure the terrain and the gravity, it can be difficult to get consistent results. So it looks like I encountered a bug that makes it to where I can't move the rock anymore. It's overheated. So I'm just going to essentially shake it out of the 400i by taking off. This is another issue that sometimes I run into when going on mining trips with the rock with the 400i. Not the engine part. I've never encountered that bug before until now. But sometimes the terrain can make it difficult to get the rock out of the cargo bay. And the best course of action is just to take off in the 400i and find a new spot. Even if you can't get the rock back in, the goal is to just get it out of the 400i. So I'm just going to quickly take off, and that released the rock. So now we're just going to go a little bit to the side and land again, so we can start getting this tutorial underway. So I'll come back when I have gotten to the rock. Alright, so we are respawning the rock, and alright, now this is where I'm going to show you how to get it into the 400i. So the main issue with the Greycat ROC is the light bar on the top, and there's a few ways to deal with that. And I've had success with both ways. The first thing I try to do is just run the Greycat into the hangar as fast as I can, and sometimes when you do that, the light bar will actually just fall off on its own, and then it makes it very easy to get the Greycat into the 400i.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Okay. Ooh, why did they spawn my vehicle right in front of a cliff? They really didn't need to do that, man. Alright, let's maneuver this thing to the 400i. What is that?
Thank you, and please visit again.
Why is my old rock considered a... Why does it have a crime stat? There's no... Interesting. Okay, well, either way. So we're just gonna line the rock up with the hangar. Oop. And we're just gonna ram it. Yeah, and here we've gotten stuck because of the light bar. Okay, so that first try didn't work, so we're gonna try a alternate method that I have, which is we are going to manually remove the light bar. So I'm quickly just going to access my ship inventory, where I have a gun. Let's just throw on a backpack, make things easier on me. So of course we won't be able to use this gun here, but the Greycat will be able to, we can drive the Greycat outside of the armistice zone. It should take 1 or 2 bullets to take off the light bar due to how fragile the rock is. And then we will try again at getting the Greycat into the 400i. So let's just quickly find a easy to traverse path. Over here looks good. You really only have to travel like a few hundred meters. Less than a kilometer. I think it's about half a kilometer. There we go. Or less than that, I guess. I'm gonna get this thing closer to a hill because you do want to have some height just so you don't accidentally shoot your rock. These things are fragile. You want to have every point of HP that you can have. Okay, so yeah, we're about 500 meters, and I can just pinpoint on the light bar. I don't know if these bullets are hitting. There we go. Yep. See, as soon as you get like any damage on it, the light bar falls off. So now this rock is 400i ready. So the rock that I had in my 400i I've had for a few days now using bed logging. Even if I store my 400i, the rock stays in this condition. So you never have to worry about doing this very often unless you plan on losing your rock very often. But as long as you're just responsible with it, this isn't something that I do every single time I want to go on a mining trip. Okay. Now let's just get across. Alright. I really don't understand why it thinks that my old rock is a threat. Okay. So it's still not gonna go in perfectly. Don't expect this to just go in super smooth, but I actually have had it to where it goes in really smooth. So let's just line up again, give it a good momentum, and yeah. So I've noticed that in landing zones like this, where the terrain is perfectly flat, it can be difficult to get the rock inside of the 400i. And so if even after getting rid of the light bar, the next step in this process will be to take off in the 400i again. So we're gonna go inside. And essentially the maneuver we're going to do is we're going to lift the landing gear and drop the hanger. So I'm going, or cargo ramp elevator thing. So it's going to go up. I'm going to send it back down again. Okay, let me send it back down again. Let me send it back down again. There we go. And then I am going to take off, get the engines on. Pardon, my door is not loading. And there's a few things we can do. We can either, I'm going to show the least jankiest step that we can have, which, let me turn on the engines. Well, just to get a, have the back landing gear higher than the front landing gear. So for this, we're just going to maneuver over this ramp. This ramp doesn't look quite steep enough. We are going to use that ramp over there. So let's rotate 90 degrees, not hit that light, and strafe more, go forward more. So we want to line up our hangar or cargo elevator with this ramp. So here we're too far back. We're getting stuck on that light, so we're just going to shimmy to the side. And as you see, the elevator is rigid. So landing with the elevator down will make sure that we're always going to be at the right height to fit the rock inside. So I'm going to shimmy back a little bit. And there we go. Turn off my engine so we don't move. And now I'm going to come back when I am putting the rock back in. Alright, here we are. I have just maneuvered the rock underneath the 400i, and we're just going to drive up. And you see, I like to get the rock as far forward as I can. Just so that when I get out, I can ride the elevator up with it. But as you can see, it's just easy as that. Remove the light bar, angle the nose of the 400i down, so the relative floor leading up. So it's really this spot right here, which causes all of the issues, where this light is. And by having this ramp here, the floor is technically, we give it more space. There's more headroom to get into the elevator, which the elevator is tall enough, and so is the interior. So I'm just going to go up, and we're going to go on a short mining trip, just to prove that all of this is completely functional and can be used. Yeah, that's just Starcitizen. That's not. Let's not blame the 400i for that one. All right. Be back when I found a deposit that I'm gonna mine. So just a quick tip when you are looking for rock minables, you are going to ignore every signature that isn't within 1 kilometer. So the signatures 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, you'll see even stuff like 10 kilometers. Those signatures are too large to be gem deposits. Anything within 1 kilometer is small enough, which also means you need to fly pretty low and slow, which is annoying, but you know, if a rock is all you have and you want to mine, that's what you got to put up with. Alrighty, so I have found the signature that is 700 meters away, and let's hope it's not spawned in a boulder, which it looks like it has. That is unfortunate. Alright, we'll just have to keep looking. Nothing we can do about that one. Okay, so I have found a single piece of hadanite, which is good enough for this tutorial. So I am going to find a landing spot, and we're going to follow the same kind of idea, where we want the nose to be lower than the back landing gear. So it looks like I'm going to want to face this way. And I'm just going to use one of these hills, and I'm going to land my back landing gear on one of these hills and have the nose facing into this low point right here. It looks like rock mining is in a pretty bad state in 3.15. Hopefully that gets better in 3.16, but this should be good. Yep, it looks good. So let's just turn our, oh, I turned everything off. Let's just turn our engines off and get out of here to access our rover. So the rock does tend to sometimes do some dumb stuff on the elevator, like getting its wheels caught, but usually fixes itself. If not, you just raise the elevator or take the ship off and try and move the rover. And I have been able to exit through the back, which I can't attempt that right now, just to show that it is possible, even though it isn't the easiest and requires some precision. I usually just back up out of the elevator, but You can just, if you start getting the turning going, takes the rock a while to get its wheels in the right direction. But yeah, you can exit out of either side. Alright, well, let's make our way over. Okay, so we've made our way over to the ore vein. Or deposit. I also like to keep the rock over on this side, that way I can see the charge level. And so we just do have a piece of hadnite. We'll make quick work of this. Alrighty, enter extraction mode. There's always going to be one last little picture, and that's just for the base of the ore. So you can always ignore that last one, as long as you've made sure like there's only one left. The rest of these we're going to chase after, and then we're just going to put the Greycat back into the 400i. Okay, that's the deposit, so we'll just grab this last piece. Cool. And then we'll navigate the rock down. And always make sure you're out of mining mode when you go back into the elevator. And the wheels on the rock are actually pretty wide, so the elevator doesn't actually have to be flush with the ground, and you don't have to go fast. As long as you're lined up perfectly, which I wasn't, but... I can always just realign. Get this all the way. And that is a successful mining trip. So this just shows that that's pretty much it. It is possible to get the Greycat into the 400i in its current state. It is possible to go on mining trips. It is fairly effortless if you are careful and make sure not to do anything dumb like going with the mining arm. There is no risk of it exploding. I haven't had it explode unless I've done that. And by done that I mean not put the mining arm away. But yeah, it is not too difficult. It just requires a little bit of setup, but you could just have this, unless you're doing actual trade runs, this can sit in the back of your 400i at all times. I usually just keep it back here, just so if I get bored of bounty hunting, I can go on a relaxing mining trip. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this helped. If there's any questions, put them in the comments. I will definitely answer them. And yeah, thank you for watching.